Okay, so LA College was founded in 2004 by Mr. Bradley Zhao, who has more than 30 years of experiences in scientific research, education, and administration. LA College is a renowned tutoring school for primary and secondary students in Quebec, specialized in preparing students to enter the best primary and secondary schools. The teaching results are satisfying and have a good reputation. Here is a brief introduction of our director, Bradley Zhao. He is the founder of and director of LA College, has more than 30 years of experience in scientific research, education, and administration. And he was the recipient of Senate of Canada 150th anniversary commemorative medal. He was also honored the Grand Prix de Promotion de Francisation of the La Francofête in 2014 to 2018. And he was invited to sign the Golden Book of the City of Montreal in 2018. He was invited to meet the visiting China President Hu Jintao and in Ottawa in June 2010. And he also honored the cover person in the magazine China Fortune in 2009. And here some photos of the Bradley was honored the prize of Canada 150th year anniversary medals, and there's the name carved on the medal. And here's the photo. Bradley signed the Golden Book. And here two photos are the certificates of the Francofête, the Promotion de Francisation, the medal or the certificates here. And here we have got the LA College website. So we have, you can scan it or you can take a photo of our Facebook and LA College website. So it's just a brief introduction of our school. Then, yeah, I give time to Bradley, and we will start today's presentation. And for parents, if you have questions during the presentation, you can write in the chat. After the presentation, we will answer all the questions. Okay, thank you.
Hello, hi. Can you see the slide?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, everybody. Welcome. And so bonsoir à tous. Moi, présente en anglais parce que français pas beaucoup. Okay, today we really it's usually like we always have some talks for me like each year many times, but now online it's very easy. One is like in the March and one is in the September. End of August. So today we talk about like second entry exam, and we still have few months. What's our strategy now, or what we did before, and what our improvement, and what our education ideas and methodology. And also today I will introduce the summer camp, what we will do for online and for the on-site. So today we will content first. Firstly, we will talk about like how can we make a good plan for our kids for their education. But education is for the future of our kids. And the school rank, how it's ranked of our Quebec secondary schools, how to choose the right school with your child to go, and how much it costs, and how is the exam. And in the fall, we will talk more about, because time is limited for today, for like we will introduce some schools like Jean de Brebeuf, Jean-Erd, like Saint-Anne, like Charlemagne, international school, like we have 6 international schools now, and we have others. So those schools, it's our previous student choose to make the exams. And the school exam, their format and contents, and also we give some advice from us or from the educators of various institutions before and after the exam, what you need to think about and what to do as a parent, and also advise your kids. So that is mainly we will talk it on in the fall, like it normally is end of August. And at that time, I will also give the time to each of the family a few minutes if you want. Make some suggestion for your kids, which secondary school usually can be best choose to make the exam. Then for your final, for reference of your final selection. Today, also second part is our like educational philosophy, and what we make the improvement or adjustment for the school, because we for our school, because firstly there's a COVID-19, but also as an education institution, even our students are always changing. Different situation, we have a different methodology to make our student to be happy and to learn and progress. And also today I want to put some more time because now we are March, so until August, October, we have almost 7 months. So half a year. So we still have some chance to make our kids better and better. What's the way, how to help them? For me, for our school and our teachers, we will do our duty. But as you, as a student, as a parent, what you can do more efficiently, we will talk about it, because this is we still have the chance. But in the fall, like in August workshop, we don't have the time because it's almost finished. We are just like that time only 1 or 2 months, 1 month we will join the exams. But now we still at least half a year, we still have a chance to make some change. And also I will introduce the summer camp. But this year we have online and 2 on-site summer camp. So our education system in Quebec, many of you already know, some of you maybe we just go through, like we have 6 years for the elementary school, and we have preschool for 2 years, but majority of them only 1 year. Then they have 5-year secondary school, and or some of them join the vocational, schools. Then we go to the CEGEP for 2 years, which is targeting university or vocational also. Vocational trainings for 3 years. Then you normally can go to the job market or go to the university. And you go to university and bachelor degree and master and doctorate degrees. So that's a system here. Different with the other country, many of the other countries, like we have especially for the 2 year here for the CEGEP. And we have 1 year less, like we have 5 years for secondary. And many countries is 6 years in secondary, and they have 4 years in bachelor, but we have 3 years in bachelor degree. So when we graduate from the university, the time is the same. So don't worry for that. And also here is a very special, like for the university, when they choose a student, they see your CGPA's score is called R score. And the CGPA's choose a student, they see your score for grade 10 and grade 11. So in that case, and for the secondary, they choose a student by exam. So that means before the secondary entry exam, usually no exam. They just like see your your bulletin, like from your CGP or from your secondary last 2 years. But for the primary join the secondary, they have your exam and also bulletin for grade 4 and grade 5. And you will see it's really strict. Like some schools, okay, if you're less than 85% for French and math, you're not allowed to even join the exam. Some schools make it 90, some schools 75. So it's really a little bit challenge. So after that, your primary, secondary, CGP university, then you join the job market and you get the opportunity and achieve your life, your own personal life. And also at the meantime, you contribute to the society, to the community, and to your country, lovely Canada, right? Okay, now why firstly, you see there is only the big exam is from primary to secondary. That is firstly the important. And also secondary school education is a key stage that connects to the past, with establishing an outlook in a student's life. So it's like secondary. It's really it's a special time, you know. Like primary, many students they almost not have a lot of memory about their primary life sometimes, but secondary they already have, and secondary also is a foundation for the future study. So it's really very important time. Also, secondary school is also teenage time. It's mostly, you know, susceptible to the influence of their peers. That means sometimes your influence or to your children sometimes is not useful too much, you know, and usually their friends is influence them more than you as a parents. And also that is antagonistic period, which is special. Usually some students, some people, some kids takes maybe 2 years, some kids takes 4 years. That's normally against the parents. And also for the secondary school student, the friendship like between the students, usually they keep for a lifelong time. So that's why it's a very, very important period for us to help our kids to make a right selection. So secondary exam is very important. As I said, no exam for CGP and the university when they choose a student. So then the secondary entry exam, open house is like usually is late September, and but now this year you guys can mark your calendar. For January is April 30th. That means 1 month after. Is a Saturday. Also, Pension Sonona Mahi, which is a girls' school, also is April 30th. They are from 10 to 15, and I think January, if not wrong, is from 13 to 16, something like this. Okay, they open their like for the visit for the parent, but also now because of the pandemic, many schools also have a virtual video. Introduces their school on their website. You can also have a brief look. Then for applying for the exam, usually it's from September, starting from September, but like Gendarmerie is area, like usually that means when you are grade 6, the kids are grade 6, beginning of the grade 6, but Gendarmerie want register apply for the exam in the beginning of the grade 5. And also now there is some early birds like Pension Sonona Mahi, they will starting from March 15 to May 15 is like you can send the application for their evaluation and make a decision. So, and the rest, they will do it in the August, in July and to September. Okay, then the exam, majority of the schools make the exam in September. Like this year, John Brebeuf said, maybe around end of September to do the exam. So other schools, we don't know yet, but we will see how it is. Registration is like after you are accepted, then 1 to 2 weeks after exam, you need to make the registration. Then majority of school will have the English placement test in the next spring. Like for your kids, they will do the exam this fall and make the English exam, which is placement of the different classes, different level of classes, English classes in the March or April. So what they will make the exam? Usually is French, mathematics, logic. Logic, indeed, they want to test the study abilities of the student, sort of IQ, but it's a sort of logic. So some school now, if they don't make change, there is only 2 schools in South Shore, they make the College General exam. And English also have some school make the placement test in this fall, but very, very few now. Tell you the truth, main problem of the student in the secondary, especially when they in the secondary have the trouble, they come to me again, come to our school again, is because language. But some people say, okay, my family speaks French. I don't have French problem. No. You can speak French, but not means you are good in French, especially, for the writing. So it still needs a lot of work for that. Okay, for the score rank, we have institute, Frieda Institute located in which is located in the Vancouver. They did the school rank for Ontario, and they did a school rank for the British Columbia, and they did a school rank for the Quebec. The first report was 1998. Then until last year, because I think 2020, there is no, their ranking is based on the provincial exam, which also is evaluated student by the CGIP, the grade 10 and grade 11 scores. So 2020, they don't have the provincial exam, so they didn't make the school rank. And 2009, 2011, 2012, 2013, and they didn't make the school rank because there is too many different argue in do it or not do it, because somehow it's good, somehow it's not good. So there is some there is argument, but for us, like, it's still a good references. They are mainly the criteria for the ranking. They made based on the grade 10 and 11 provincial exams, because all our student score of the exam is received or corrected by the provincial, Ministry of Education. They are based on the academy mainly. very few other like facts. Normally we have 450 to 408 secondary schools in Quebec in those years, and within first 100 there is a different distribution. Like in 2010, that's 12 years ago, 75 private French, 5 public French, 17 English French, English private, 3 English private, English public. Sorry, this is a mistake here. And you can, there is some change, but you see, 2020, the French private section within 100 is dropped to like 95, and public raised to 24 is like 19 more than 12 years ago. And English is keep almost same, is 17 total, private is more. And also we can see we are in the Great Montreal here. We got around 70% good schools, which is like within 100 in Great Montreal, and the rest of the Quebec area is 31. This is just a brief information. And how much school they cost for the public school and the private school? Tuition fee, public is no pay, and the private now raised to around 4,500. You can pay it in installments. And the books now, they ask, majority they ask use the iPad. Only few school like Jean de Brebeuf, they don't use iPad. And the uniform is similar, and the transportation is similar. If you are like from far away, if you want to go to the Regina Sampta, and you are living in Laval, you may pay 1,400 something for the transportation to collect your kids every day and send it back. The lunch is similar if you want to eat at school. And activity, there is a few costs also. And the lunch trip is the same. If you join the school, the public also, they organize, and the private, they also organize for the student to go together to have the vacation for a long trip, like to Europe or to like Asia country, something like this. Okay, how much really indeed, like for this 2012 to 23 school year, there is a tuition fee now for Jean is 4,550, and the registration fee is 200 is non-refundable, and the donation to 200 also is non-refundable, and you can have the tax return receipt for the donation receipt. And you buy the book and the other material for around 300, and the other miscellaneous fee for 200. And they want, secondary one student buy an iPad, 800. And a uniform for a few hundreds. And if you have other special program, cost you like 500-600. But if you want to join dance and hockey, maybe 1,000, even more. So that's the cost for the, but for the genre, they have no transportation, like Saint Anne, like Regina Sampta, like some school in West Island, and South Shore Duhoshi, they have the transportation fee if you want to use their transportation. Okay, family income with the student performance. That's just like give you an idea, like, you know, the income, average income in the school, and the family income, and also the graduation rate and the performance of the scores the student can have is, it's like, if you know, this is 90,000, this is 33,000, and 100% graduation, this is 30% graduation. Just to give you an idea when you choose the schools. So how to choose a suitable school with your child? With, I means for, not use for your child. For your child, that means you make a decision and the child follow. But with your child, that means you discuss together and you know, both find a good solution for you guys, for your child. Okay, now secondary entry exam, you know, now it's competed a lot. So they want to have the good student, because one of the student who changed 3 schools in 3 years because she was like, she got the award from the governor, and this student she came to the welcome class like for some months. Then I introduced her to a private school. Then she joined another private secondary school near home. So one day she told me, okay, principal, I think how to like define which kind of school is a good school is the first important or main fact is the student. So who is your classmate is most important, because she already filled 3 schools in that time. And said like the facility, the something, you know, this is secondary, you know, is not so important. The most important is who is your classmate. That's important. I agree with this point, because that's why even the good schools, they also want to attract the excellent student. But excellent student definition a little bit different. Like John Prabhu said, maybe your score is the best, but not necessarily the excellent student. So they have a little bit slight different, but mainly depend on the score, because others are really not so hard divide, but you know, slightly they have some difference, but mainly is you're seeing the score. Like Jean-Erd, they're both usually the many years, like 15 years or even more, they give you the result within 24 hours, and they tell you, okay, you are accepted and you can make a registration now. So that also, okay, and also you can forget about other schools, because usually the students take like 3 or 4, even some students, if it's a week, maybe take 6 or 7 schools to join the second entry exam to try lucky. So in that case, so Prabhu said, okay, you just forget about the other school. You are already accepted by us. Okay. So now starting from 1916, Jean-Erd also do the same thing. And they announced the result within 24 hours. And at the meantime, send you an email. They announced by the telephone. They call one by one by the student. And also at the meantime, they send the email to say, hey, you are accepted. You can come and make a registration. And you know, no need to think about other school. So like Jandala Mane also, they want, because before they had the exam always with the internet IB program school the same time. So they now move to the September to avoid have the exam in the same day. So now the bulletin also is very important. They like Chandra Brebeuf, they want starting from 2011, they want grade 5 and grade 4. So that's why some students they start, you know, some are really started from even kindergarten to have some extra courses, but some they at least started from grade 3 to make the grade 4 bulletin better, and also grade 5 keep it better, because like I said, some of the school they want you 85% of your score over, otherwise they are not even, you are not even get a chance to join the exam. As my knowledge, like Laval International, Janda Brebeuf even 90%. But not number Sacré-Cœur has said 75, but not necessarily 75. You might get a chance to join the exam, but you may join the evaluation by them, but you are not necessary to be accepted. So also now we have like Pension Sonoma here, they are like they have evaluation of the student from March 15 to May 15 without test. And also we have Regina Sampta, Sacramento in Laval, and Notre Dame de in South Shore. They have the early birds like Regina this year in July, in middle of July, they will start to accept the applications. So, but this case, usually you should have a good score, and your score is 8 to 9% higher than your class average. But not necessarily if you are higher, but not necessarily you'll be accepted, but you have a chance to be accepted. So how can we choose a school and what we should think about it? What we should think when we choose a school? Firstly, the study ability, which also there is one of the tests of the schools is called logic test. That means your strengths. Like for elite, for so many years, we do like 2022 summer camp, grade 5, Saint-Laurent, and we have South Shore, and we have online report. So before we have other camps like in downtown, you know, so we have different report. And in the summer, each week we have two half a day for the simulated exam, which we want our student to be more like some students are careless, some students are too slow. From those exercises, they will get like faster and be careful also. And also even the good students, they get more exercises and they will get used to the exam, because now for the schools, they usually have the school exams for 1 hour or 2 hours is not enough. And for the second entry exam, usually it takes 3 hours. So they don't have even experience for 3 hours exams. So we will do it in the summer for them to make exercises. And I will show you one of the statistics later. So how is the school? Different school have some, usually the secondary school, they are everything according to the Ministry of Education, the regulations, but every school there is some their special character and different spirits. So they will, you can know them through your friends, through our introduction, like in the fall, in August, I will introduce more about the school. And also from the website, and also you can get an idea from the open house. So then you know, and also the key, the children, the student preference and their expertise. That is also important because they are the one who will stay there for 5 years. So you should let them if he or she like or doesn't like. But I think they like is very important. And also where is their friends to go, because they need a friend, they need a friendship. So also should help them, you know, to have some friends go together. And location, if it's not too far, also is good. And the money, yeah, money is money, but it's around 4,500, like for Jean for this school year. So many people talk about IB program, Education International, Education International, Baccalaureate International, which is like founded in 1960. And now proved is a good one, but now for the secondary, like Brebeuf, they started in 2012, and now they stopped the IB program in secondary. And also for the Pension Sonoma Mahi, they started in 1995 to use the IB program. Now they decided to stop this year. So for the private, I give you some share you some idea that whether they use IB program is not so important, because private school they designed a very good the programs. And they called To Be and To Become, the name of the new program. They really is a good program too. Oh, Pension Sonoma here, I also want to mention you here. They have a special dancing program and a music program, and now recent years they developed a Felix exam program, which is really for special student, not for the general student. So if you are take the dance and the music as your profession or career later, it's good program, but they use the 50% time to study the like French, mathematics, other projects, but 50% they concentrate in the dance and the music. And those are also mixed. This is a girls' school, but this two program, they accept the boys too. I have students there in this program, but they are really want to be a musician after. And then it's a new program, Felix. Felix, this year, I will have two students go to join the program Felix, which is they play the tennis for the many years, and they want to keep it. Not necessary to be professional, but they want to keep the hobby for the tennis. So the Felix program will give them the chance that beside the main course like French, math, English, history, science, something, the rest of the courses they can change it to your own program like tennis. So that's called a Felix. So don't, if you are not very clear, like once I got the phone call, one family told me they were accepted by the music program and they accepted. When they go to the school in secondary one, they find it's a problem because they are not really, they treat music as a hobby, not the profession. So, and the school, there is no place to go to the general program. And they have 50% is in music. So this is not what they want, but they take a, they made a problem for themselves. So be careful for that one, okay? For the IB, I'm not necessary to talk about more. If you have, if you want to know more, we can we talk during the question period. Okay. Also, some school like now for girls, for boys, we have like now almost nothing. Jean de Brebeuf, they have the add the girls searching in 2013, but they separate, not mixed class, but still there is some interchange. For the English section, there is Sawyer House, Loyola High School, they are still boys' school. For the girls' school, like now Pension Sonoma Mahi, this is a boarding school which have 57 places for the boarding. And City Saint Mathurin and College Saint Mathurin and Villa Saint Mathurin, which is in Westmont, which is in Saint Laurent, near the Saint Laurent River. So, and English, there is a study, Miss Age and Miss Cramp, they are girls' school. And also have some schools like Regina, St. Anne, like Ville Maria, they change it to the mixed school. Good or no good? It depends actually, because a lot of research said single sex is better. but also the same, a lot of research said co-education is better. So it's ask you and your children's feeling, that's important. And it's okay. But like co-education or single sex also is good. Both are good. So admission criteria for the top schools, like so your own score and your average score of your class. This is also very important. So your bulletin, and also they want the exam, you know. So if you join the exam, they want to see how is your performance in their exam. And also some school, after they feel you are good enough, then they put all the eligible students together and make the lucky draw. So Jean de la Monnaie in South Shore is doing it for all the long time. And in 2019, the international school in Montreal near the Atwater, they started to have the lucky draw also. That means if they want to choose 50 students, they might have a 100 students eligible for their criteria. Then they make the lucky draw and choose 50 students. Also, like some schools, like for the Jean de la Monnaie, for the bulletin, you are eligible to join the exam is like for the general class, which is 6 general classes and 3 enriched classes. If you apply, if you are like over 70 for the bulletin and your exam is over 69, 65, then and your IQ, your study ability is over 100, then you can eligible for general. And also then you make the lucky draw. But if you are over 85 for French and math, and your exam for French and math also is over 85, and your IQ is over 120, then you are in another pool, which is called enriched pool. So enriched pool will, with the lucky draw, not mixed with general. You see, okay, I was not lucky in the enriched pool. Can I join the general? No, it's separate the pool. So if you are in the enriched level, then you were waiting for the space for the enriched 3 classes, and which is around like 102 students, and it's 180 students for the general classes for 6 classroom. Okay, that's the, you know, different schools is different, but this is one example. And this is an example for my students. They joined the Brebeuf exam, and it's, many years are similar. 74 questions for the logic, which is like study ability test, it's IQ test. Then they have the, and that before the exam, they want to get your like write something for your own information and why you want to choose a Brebeuf and why. This is sort of writing also. Then there's a dictee, then there is a grammar question for 50 questions for 20 minutes. This is hard. Majority of students cannot finish it. So that's why we want to have a lot of exams, you know, simulated exam in the summer. And our student of elite could do it within 20 minutes to finish 50 questions. But if you don't have the training, you can, it's really, really difficult. I remember my son now is already like graduated, you know, long time. But in 2005, he even didn't finish all the 50 questions within 20 minutes. He missed the 2 questions. Then one of the students of mine who was accepted by Jean de Brebeuf, he finished only like less than 40 questions in 20 minutes because it really cannot and is accepted. But nowadays, the kids are now, as long as they have some training for the exam, it will be okay. Then there is a lecture, is a comprehension. So I say to the special case, the College General Hall now is an international school in McMasterville, and also international school in South Shore, which is Lucenta Style, is newly founded in 2014. And there is some schools make the dictate. So in the summer, we will have some afternoon, like each week, at least one afternoon to do the dictation. So like Jean de Brebeuf, Regina, Laval International, Charlemagne in West Island, Jean de la Manée in South Shore, Notre Dame de l'Eau in South Shore, Sacrament in Laval, in Terrebonne. Also, some school make the English placement in this fall in the same time, but many of them also dropped already, like Notre Dame, Regina, Sacrament. The majority of them will do it in the next spring, like March or April. So that's why after the second entry exam, we offer some English, enhancement class. For the West Island, we will talk about more. For the St. Louis, if you are not accepted by St. Louis, you can choose other schools. We will talk in August for detail. And this is like we provide to our student. And also I have this one I can show you, like later on you can find it in the website. We try to update the information, like from the Montreal Island, some schools, when all the information, the school, the address, the phone number, website, open house date, exam date. When is make the registration, we will put it in our website. You will find it there. Like I said, you can see some like from the even summer camp. So in summer camp, because many students want it, you have the link here, like put over data, that's the exam. So you can get more information from here, the detailed information. And this one, after we will update, then we give it like for West Island area, for the Montreal area, and for the South Shore area, like Brossa and the South Shore, and the Laval and the North Shore. Okay, so that is also something you can use, and we will put it here. But from this page, you can see, okay, VM, what's this one? CM, what's this one? Don't worry. From this page, we have special column, because some of you will make a print, like school name for short. You see here, JB, like RA, Regina Sampta, ND, Notre Dame de Sacre-Cœur, like MSL, Mont St. Louis. So don't worry, you will have because it's, for right here, it's easy because it's don't have enough space. Then we will tell you which date which school have the exam. Like majority, they concentrate in the weekend. Last year was October 3rd and 4th. And some are online exam, some are no exam, some are in-class exam. So we will give you all the detailed information in August. We might also, if you want, you can send an email to us, but in the workshop for sure, I will let you know. But some of them even like they didn't, like those ones I didn't announce their information. So a little bit later. So we as a school, we keep pace with the times, and continuously optimize the teaching methods. We have our school almost 20 years, but indeed we study all the time. For myself, actually, my background is a scientist. So I always like, even in Montreal, I also had a title scientist in the beginning of my work. So I always like, as a school, we always try to find the new situation and have the different strategy accordingly, time by time. That is very, very important. And otherwise, you know, the kids might be suffering to waste time. Not only the parents waste money, but time is so important for the student. So we have like nowadays we have the exams, especially on the online. So we ask a student, because if we ask them to do the exam in the class and the teacher just watch them, it's not so efficient. Instead, we let them do it at home, but we want them send it to our email. Then the teacher will correct the reading comprehension and the grammar together with the student in class. And also, it's a good new approach that the comprehension they will discuss in the class. The teacher will choose some class. Sometimes they all of them, each of them present their writing to the classmates. Indeed, they will learn from the commands of the teacher and the classmates, and also they learned from other students. That is a very, very good way. I like it, but this is newly created. So in that case, you know, but in that case, sometimes then for the score, some kids want to have a good, you know, a good feeling. Then they got like 70%. And we said, okay, I'm 85%. It's possible, but tell you the truth, majority of students are really honest, so they don't do it. But few students might do it. If we really find some suspicion, then we will check our email. We saw the email. We find if you are really doing too bad, we will communicate with the student and want them. You know, it's not for us. You give us a score, it's useless. A good score, a bad score. Only you really understand, know the knowledge. That's the important. So for this kind of way, for also give the chance to exercise their speech skills, because they should speak, they should tell their exam, tell their writings in the class. And also we have in the summer camp, also we give another special program which we created. Actually, I created in 2019, which 2020, after the COVID-19 happened, and we called it reading and write and talk. So this is good. And also this is not newly, we did it a long time ago to write resume. And this is also, I want to get your ideas. I want the student not only come to the school, but also they need to accumulate their knowledge by themselves. So I will talk detail in later, so work on the two legs. Then because we want student, you know, one side is studying in their school and studying our school is called intensive study, which you try to understand all the words, even new words. You're looking for the dictionary. But another way is self-accumulation, which is read the books, the story books from the library and write a resume and present in your class in lit. how to choose the books. I wrote the papers before, and some parents said whether you can give me a book list for my son or for my daughter. I said no. To choose the books, you choose the book which is your kids like it. Why I don't give the book list? Because different kids have different different preference. Some kids like animal books. The books are talking about an animal. Some students want to talk about the sound system, different, for the aerospace, okay, or aircraft. So it's different preference. They really like it, enjoy it. Some kids like they like different kind of truck. Introduce about the trucks, they really liked. They want to be a trucker later on, So any book they like is good. The secondary is very important. Is a book is good for your kids to read as a storybook is that you let them to read it in when they choose a book in the library, they just see without dictionary. Read this kind of reading, no dictionary, not like intensive study. They have some new words, but they can guess and also can understand the story. That's a good book for your kids. That's very important. Also, some people ask me whether we need to correct the resume. No, not necessary. Because this is when you after reading, you write a resume. This is self-accumulation is for a long time to go. It's too much work to do the first if you need to correct, and not necessary because you after you write for like 3 to 4 months, you will automatically better and better and better. But when we're teaching the writing methodology is in the class will assign the teacher assigns some writing or even the text, the exams, there is some writings. Those ones need to be corrected and have the methodology, taught to the student. So in the summer, we will have read, write, storytelling activity. It's really students like it a lot. Okay, so how to especially for the online courses, because like this year and then now the weekend we still have the online course, and the summer we have the on-site, but we have also online courses. How can we make it a discipline? Because no discipline sometimes is no good. So firstly, we try to have the student to have the teachers, excellent teachers, to attractive teachers to give the lectures. That will be, the kids will be more interested, concentrated to the class. And also we have our Madame Mar or even other staff of our office keep watching the class, each of the class, use our computer monitor. Then if there is something happens, we will communicate with the teacher, and also when needed, we communicate with the parents. Also, the teacher will randomly ask the student to answer the question. That means also attract the student aware of that. And they will the teachers will make a record for the performance of the student. If we ask a student for 2 or 3 times without answer, that means the student is not listening to the class. They will write it down, and the office will see it and make follow-up. So this way also not too bad practically, and normally we want all the students to open the camera, but some classes maybe is different situation, maybe not necessary, but it also helps to and also for how to analyze your bulletin, because bulletin sometimes parents say, I don't know my kid's situation. I said, the bulletin will tell you everything. Like bulletin from your local school have like 3 sections. One is reading comprehension and writing and communication, oral communication. So, and mathematics, there is 2 items. One is like problem solving, and another one is like mathematical reasoning. So from those ones, you will have some idea. And this is one of our transcript for elite college. When we find this, we have this one. When I have it, I will see the student, like this one student name is here, and he is weak in all subjects. Like he definitely this student don't read the books. So he don't have enough reading comprehension skill. His writing is not good, and his grammar he captured only like, not enough also, like 60% only. So this student, that's why I said we have the same teacher, we have the same material. Why there's so many difference? This is 96. He got almost everything good. Is a teacher the same? I will talk about later. But why you get so less is because one side is good, the same. Another side of self-knowledge accumulation, you are not enough. For this student, like 80% is in moyenne. So he looks like he read some books, but he don't write resume. So his writing is not so good, but his grammar and comprehension is not too bad. So we will encourage him to practice writing more. He will catch up. So that's how we analyze our student situation. And there is 2 special case. This one student who is in the private school of Jean Delamanne in the primary, he got, this is his bulletin. He got, I wrote it in the board, in the big letters, like French get 86, 77, 98, 91. And mathematics is 8, 95. So he has a private school and he studied in elite, and almost every day he has a private tutoring. So you will think he should be good enough, but he's in average of the class. He's not so good. You understand why? So I communicated with the parent. I said, no, that way it's no good for your kids. So you reduce the private tutoring. Usually I don't like private tutoring a lot, especially language is good for joining the class because there is a lot of atmosphere in the class, but private tutoring is adult with the kids is not too bad, not too good, but kids with the kids, they can learn each other a lot. So this kid's main problem is he don't have his own time to study. Follow up the teacher in the school, follow up the teacher in the elite, follow up the private tutor. So what you did? Nothing. You just follow up. He has no motivation. He has no self-accumulate his knowledge time. This is one case. Another case, French 1990, and is higher than average. Math 77, 95 is higher than average. He's a good student, but one day her mother told me, can you find someone to help my kids because sometimes she plays tennis, she don't have time to join the elite college weekend class. She always have some training or competition, so then he said, can you find someone help mathematics? Yeah, I said mathematics 77 is a problem, but I think the kids, because he got like 95 for the second, so his problem is problem solving. So I think the kids, the problem is still in French. Why? Because especially this is a girl, he he's listening class well, he memorized well, so he make the exam French is good because exam for the French, especially for the reading comprehension, he got 90 because it's like paragraph for you to understand. But for the mathematics, for the problem solving, you have 1 sentence, 2 sentences, or maximum 3 sentences. You should understand the question and find a solution. In that time, she got lost it. So I called the family back, and the father corrected my phone, who is mainly help the kids for study. I said, I tell my idea. I said, no, your kid is not the problem for the math. Instead, the problem is French. Then I talked more detail with the father, but he really because he helped the kids. So he said, oh, he finally understood. Yeah. Yes, principal, you're right, because I do understand. My kids, the main problem is still understanding, because when she made a mistake in the maths. If we talk a little bit more, then understand it again more, she's okay. So math itself is okay, but the question she cannot understand well. So that's another thing we would like you to understand more. Okay, how can we see the through the bulletin to see? I think we get some idea already. So let's the family hand on hand with our school together to help our kids, to help our student. The most common difficulty faced by students in all level of the students, like even the CGP secondary, there is a problem is for language. If the language is not too bad, usually other subjects, slightly there is some student very good in language, but the science is not so good, especially for some girls. But majority of the students have the difficult study is a language problem, then cause the other subject problem. So in addition to the guidelines of the excellent teachers, what else need to be done is we work on 2 legs. The first leg is teacher's guidance, and another one is self-accumulation. We say like brain and refrigerate, and teacher as a chef. Let's say something here. So, okay, this is a great chef, famous, but if he come to a fridge, there is almost nothing. He cannot make a good dish. But this one, maybe you, as a father or mother, you didn't learn how to make cooking or cooking, you know, you're not specialist. But you have plenty of stuff in your fridge, so you can make a good food for your kids, right? Okay, so the teacher, same thing. Like I showed you the bulletin, the teacher is facing the whole class, but why still some student gets 96, some student get 53? Is it because as a brain, as a fridge, this student, he brings something. He self-accumulated some knowledge, which is through reading. Usually it's through reading. That's why we say the reading and the right resume is very important. It's reading, is like you get more vocabulary, you get more writing ideas, and you practice the more writing. So you have this stuff inside. This student, he didn't even do the homework. He don't read the extra books, the story books. He don't make any writing. He come to the school, come to the teacher. The teacher want to help them, facing all the students. But the result, you know, is different. Like maybe he got 96, he got 53. So if you want your kids to be 96, then you know except the teacher or our school or even their own school, what you can do, what you can help. That is, I think you understand my idea, right? Actually, this idea I come like in 2012 or 10, I wrote the paper, but now I strongly feel this is very, very important. So I use the illustration to show you, to emphasize the importance. Okay, thank you. So walking two legs, this is Lego is like teacher's guidance. Okay, so you send to the good school, you send to elite, so it's good enough. But also you can see the difference for this Lego and this Lego. This student, he gets self-accumulated. That means he did a lot of, he do the homework, he did the resume, and he read the book and write resume. And this student don't. So he can run, he cannot. Now you understand the different result. That's why he got 96, he got 53%. So that is very important. I hope they can, parents can help them in the different way to, we still have some time to make change. If your kids are not so strong now, if you made some change, like what we taught to you, is mainly it's adding, do the homework properly, for the extra storybook and write resume. That is very, very important. I wrote this paper, you can find the paper, how the parents can help their children improve and succeed in their study. English version and French version on our website, you can find it. Okay. Okay, so when you see your child bulletin or you find even quiz, please stand with your child and defeat the problem. Please don't stand with the problem and defeat your child. So we should try to help our kids, not like defend our kids. This is our suggestion. It's very important because like here is like our hope is like, oh, fast. But our plan is, our kids' plan is like this. They buy screen, not missile. And the reality is there is pitiful, there is rain, there is a lot of different situation there and the problem in front. Okay, let me talk about the summer camp. This is our 19th elite summer camp. Also is the third online camp. So we have on-site and we have online camps. The detail of the program for each grade, as I showed in here, for the summer camp, French and English version or even Chinese version, you find the summer camp link, then you will see the details. Each of the grade, what they do. So you will have very, very details. Because here the letter is too small, I won't spend time to do it here. And this is an example of one of grade 5, the schedule. But for the grade 4 and under, they don't have study in the afternoons usually, but we have some good programs like read, write, and telling storytelling and dictation, something in the afternoon. But learning is morning. But for the grade 5, they have some exams, similarity exams. So we have different classes. So we have like different timing. And for the exams in the summer camp, it's another style, but also quite similar in the on-spot exams. We open the camera and we watch each of the students, try to not cheating in the exam and do a good exam. And correcting similar, we did it in the weekend too, and make the correction and for the writing to share with the classmates. storytelling. This is a very, very good, interesting program. Almost 100%, at least the majority of our students previously, they like the program, which is a sort of activity, but it's really good. And we also in online, because we don't have time to go out, so we have the compute knowledge teaching also. So that's very good. So that's the on-site camp. We have 16 years experience. We make a, except the study, we make the performance like dancing, we have some activities, so many people. This is for 1917. And they have like basketball, tennis, kung fu, study, also have some like performance, dancing, different activities, swimming. So this is a on-site program in the summer. And this one I want to show you, like last year for the grade 5 student, they have a lot of simulated exams, and we have statistics to see, and you have all the test paper with in your hand. Then you can see, oh, my student for this test, like, okay, the math 13, okay, my son get like, okay, 85. He's not good enough in elite, because in elite majority have like over 90. So he has some weakness, all right? So, but if my son gets like 90%, okay, it's not too bad in the one of the top. Then you can, this is also, we make some online tests, because some school, secondary school, they make the entry exam online. So you can have the online test. Then, so after this one, you will, I already roughly know your kids is eligible to be accepted by which school. I have the idea. So when you want to get to the references, I will make a suggestion for you to choose which schools to go to join the exam, and mostly to be accepted. So that's the play. And oh, no, yeah, okay. Actually, after our effort, we got a lot of achievement, and really happy for our achievement. Each year we helped so many students to join the top secondary schools, hundreds, and even like 2020 we have like 550 more students. And when we statistic half of it, we got a very good score like Janderberg 52, but we still have a non-result around also half. So that is a good result, similar like former years. It's a good result. Pour français. Okay, and also we got a lot of awards for the French writing, and for the student, for the school, and for myself for French session, in the Francfort. And for the mathematics, we got a lot of awards, and usually have every year have 1 to 3 students out of 8 students from Quebec to go to the international competition. That is a very good result. And like at the beginning, it's just I got the medal, which wrote my name, Bradley Zhao, which it's a sort of feedback from the from the society, from the country, that we made some contribution. Thanks a lot. And some parents have some good words to us. It's really encouragement, because we try our best, but we also need to know whether we are good enough. the parents said good. This is also it's good for us to encourage, because some parents tell me, oh, I have 1 or 2 kids. It's so hard for me to manage them, to stay with them. And how can you manage hundreds kids, you know, and in the different locations? Yes, it's not so easy. But as like around 20 years experience, don't worry. We always try to improve ourselves and do a good job. So thank you, everybody. Now is a question period. So if you have any question, you can write it in the chat and I can answer your question. Hello, 齐老师.
Yeah, if you have question, you can. I can open
Okay,
the microphone.
Just let them talk. Okay, you open the speaker.
Okay. You can you can open your microphone to talk if you have any questions.
Yeah, then open speakers for them.
Yeah.
Hi, you can ask your question.
Hi, yeah, I have a question. So regarding the, I understood some schools like Jean de Brebeuf,
Yeah.
they require marks above 90. So can you clarify when this started, at which year? And is it the average or for only specific subjects like math and French? And is it for both grade 4 and 5? So
Yes.
yeah, please clarify this.
Yeah, recent 2 years, because it's a COBO and the Jean de Brebeuf, they insist to have the student make the exam in their classroom. So they like make the more space for the student. So they limited before, you know, won't be 90%, not necessarily, but now this 2 years, if your bulletin French and mathematics mainly, if it's less than 90 years, you might don't have the chance to join the exam for both grade 4 and grade 5. But in my idea, grade 5 is more important than grade 4. Like grade 4, you have maybe 89 for math or French. You might slightly get a chance. It depends how many students apply. They have a certain number are allowed to join the exam. So if they don't have enough number by 90 over, then they slightly, but grade 5 is more important than grade 4 because it's a tendency that you are coming better. So, and also for the exam of the Brebeuf, this year is a good news. They will usually they have 4 classes. They have 4 classes boys and 2 classes girls position, like 216. This year they have 1 more class, but they didn't tell us 1 more is for boy or 1 more is for the girl. Some year they have 1 more class for boy. Some year they have 1 more class for girls. So this year I didn't have the message, but they decided to have 1 more class. So this is a good news for the student this year.
Yeah, good. And is Saint Nom de Marie, they only look for the bulletin, or also they do exam?
This year, before they do the, like now March 15 to May 15, they check the bulletin. And if your bulletin is good enough, the first year, my student gets lucky because first year, like in 1918, they use this way to do it. We split the message immediately to our student. Many students even you know, is the average student, they got accepted. But nowadays, because the rank for the Pension Saint-Marquis is higher, they are now in the #1 group, you know?
Yeah.
So now many students prefer their school and they are really good. They have they built some new facilities also, and they have a music school, you know, aside. So many students like, and also they have the Felix. I have two twin girl students. They will join. They accept last year. They will join the Felix program.
Yeah.
Because they played the tennis a lot, and Pension Sonoma, he before the ending the like end of April, but this year they extended to May 15 without test. But before they make the test in the fall for the rest to choose the rest of the student. But this year they said in the fall they will choose the rest of the student, but they didn't indicate the way how to choose, whether only bulletin only or like before make the exam.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
你好.
Hi. I have a
how are you?
question here. Yes. As you have mentioned, the bulletin of the grade 4 and grade 5 is very important, right? So, but my daughter, she's in welcome class now, but she and then next year, the teacher said maybe she can go back to the regular class of grade 5. So the grade 4 bulletin is not valid, or yes, not available. Is it not so good for, or is it very inferior in applying for the secondary school?
Yes, it's you know, before the COVID-19, for your kids' case, for my student, won't have a problem. Even you have the welcome, you are in welcome class in grade 5, because your kids will be in regular class in grade 5. My students in welcome class in grade 5, they are still accepted by birth and January. Each year I have at least a few students accepted by January, but now they emphasize the bulletin more than the exam sometimes. So for your case, it's a little bit difficult, like the birth. If they still check the 90% as a line, then you cannot go over, because grade 4, you don't have 90%. You have A, B, C, D. And also like Saint-Dan de la Chine, they don't have any chance give to you. Even grade 5, you are good, but they don't want to welcome student within 2 years. So it's difficult, but don't worry for that. Still have many chance for other school.
So will you suggest I go back to the teacher and then ask them to enroll my daughter for grade 4 instead of grade 5 regular class?
Not necessary. No, I don't think so, because in that case, maybe your daughter, your kids will be unhappy because they repeat. They already understand and they should repeat and like foolish sometimes in this class. So firstly, if you're targeting not only like I said, Saint-Dan or the Jean-de-Brébeuf for this kind of school, you still have many chances for other school. Don't worry. That's first. The second, in case you still want to target in Jean-de-Brébeuf, so you can go to the other school like top 30. Still, there is a chance. You understand?
Oh yeah.
So join me in the summer for maybe the fall summer for your case, because you really is still weak for the welcome. But you can join the other school like maybe around 20 or 30. Then second year you can take the test for the Jean-de-Brébeuf again.
Oh,
then,
I see.
Yeah, if you want. So it's still there's many probability, but not really good. You join. Maybe the first is no good for your kids. The second, maybe the school don't like to give you this chance because it's sort of a waste of the education resource, you know.
Yes, sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good luck. Any question for Daniel?
Yeah, I do.
Hi, Daniel, how are you?
Yeah, great. I appreciate the information session. We like it. I have two questions. The first one is regarding, we already plan some out of town trips. So I'm just wondering, during the preparation of the summer school, how do the classes start, and like is every week different subject for the preparation class? And my second question is, can you provide more clarity on the entrance to St. Maximilian?
Okay. College St. Maximilian or Villa St. Maximilian? There is two St. Maximilian. Okay, let me talk to you about the summer. For the grade 5, Daniel, grade 5, we two main parts. The first part is review the grade 5. And the second part is simulated exams. Each week we have 3 days for French, 3 half a day, 2 half a day for math, and 2 half a day for the simulated exams. So the contents is all different because many students, they choose like the whole summer. Like the madam who like in the welcome class, like just out of a welcome class, really it's important to choose more time. Even this summer, he can join the secondary 4 to pre-study the secondary 5. So, but if you want to take some for vacation, and it's good because it's good for the family activity and also good for the kids to have a relax in the summer. So you're wondering like choosing which weeks you can. If your kids is very strong, you might starting from like grade 5 and onward. Or if your kids are not so strong as a bulletin daily school, then you might starting from beginning. Because our contents, we mainly concentrate on grade 5, but you know the system in Quebec is grade 5 and grade 6 is one cycle. So usually the first year of the cycle is studying the new stuff, and the second year of the cycle is like review and add a little bit more stuff. So in that case, because all the document for the second entry exam is combined by elite college, by ourselves, French, math, and even the exams. So our content, especially for the math, is over, like it's more over than grade 5, even finished grade 6, and even touch a little bit of secondary 1. So if the kids are weak, you can join the first 4 weeks or like 5 weeks. It depends on your vacation time, if it's possible. But if it's impossible, then it's another way. Then he can, consolidate his knowledge from the beginning, and the rest one leave it to the secondary. Okay, but if it's a strong student, even you can reverse. You can join us later. I don't know whether it's answered your question. The second question is regarding the synonymous here. There is 2.
No,
one is college St. Maximilian. Sorry?
St. Maximilian in St. Laurent.
Yeah, this is a college St. Maximilian. College St. Maximilian, I like the school. This is a girls' school. He has a primary section 2, which is a mixed school with boy and girls. But in the secondary, they have girls only. This school now comes to the first, he has a parallel tier number 1 also 1 year. So those like 2018, 2019, 2020, the school had changed a lot. Number 1, number 23, and number 3, number 20. So changed a lot, but within 13 is not too bad. So, but college Maximilian before is always like for a long time, in my knowledge, because I worked in this field for 20 years, is around like 30, but now is always around even within 10. So this is one side. Another side, this school, they have very, very good robotics. The robotics, if you're still a student like it, because I invite one student, I think is from which community, Indian or which community. She joined the program for starting from secondary 1, secondary 2. When she was secondary 3, I invited her to come back to teach our student in the summer camp. So she told me she will continue to join secondary 4 and secondary 5. So step by step, different stage. and they have a very good robotics teacher, and they are winner of the robotic basketball competition in Montreal. So this is a really good school, and you know, sometimes the good activities also result in the good study also for the student. So it's like, you know, when the students are happy, he sometimes can manage a good study also. So this school is a good school.
Do they have entrance exam or just bulletin?
Usually they have an exam. But this year I didn't get the message yet, but you might prepare for the exam.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you. That also I can tell you the sometimes the difference of the schools. Some school, because I just talked about the activity. Some school is really hard study. They have like pre-birth, they have each Friday, they have a big test, and they always like quite, you know, strict work for the students. But some school, they are sort of play, like, you know, for pre-birth style, there is like Gentleman in South Shore, Charlemagne in West Island, pre-birth, this kind of. But another kind like Pension Saint-Marie, like Notre Dame de Sacré-Cœur, like the Durocher in South Shore, like Saint-Dan in Lachine. So those schools, they are not necessarily hard work, study. They have like Saint-Dan, they have a swimming pool. They are near the river. So they have a lot of activity on the river, and they have a lot of dancing room for the girls. So every student is happy, and they have a very good result for the academic school also. So it's a different two style. For our elite, we try to balance the two ways. We are not so pre-birth, we are not so like Saint-Dan. We try to balance it. We make some study, but we make a good activity too. Like we have a read, write, and storytelling, which is also prepared for the public speech. So, and we have the dictation, we have computers, they make fun. And if it's on site, we make the swimming and like some balls competition, that make them fun, dancing. You saw it, there's so many students join the performance also. So we try to make a student happy, but at the meantime, learn something. Thank you.
你好，郑校长，你好。
你好，你好。
那个，我想问一下，夏天那个夏令营，他那个准备医学考试这个夏令营，它是 in person 呢还是 online 呢？
对，这个有网课，有那个圣罗汉和南岸的实体课。
OK， 另外的第二个问题就是，我想问问，让2的入学考试是 in person 还是 online？
OK， 是 online， 他们是前2年是 online 的。
哦，今年还不知道呢哈。
今年的还没有看出来，他没有写的那么详细。今年他已经说了一下，他 open house 在 April 30， 但是考试具体的什么方式他没写出来。Okay, her question is like, the first question is, for the summer camp is online. Yeah, there is online, but we also have in class in Saint-Laurent. I showed you is near the Metro Côte d'Ivoire, and also in South Shore, which is on Gahan Dali Street. And the second question is like for younger, the test is which kind of test? For previous 2 years, younger to take the exam for online. So in the summer, if because we still have like 2-3 months to prepare for the summer camp. So like previous 2 years, we have the online, we have the hand test, but we have online test too, because we want to some students are good, even online test. I think they manage the computer well. Some students, the handwriting test is very good, but they are really no good in the online test. So I guess those students, they don't know how to manipulate the computer well. So we should have, let them to have some simulate test, and they don't be nervous, you know, when they face the computer to do the exam. Thank you.
实际上呢，我们这个孩子呢，他是那个 online 他学习的时候还可以，打字嘛，看不出来他的字体怎么样。如果用手写的话，就是写好像在着火似的哈，写的特别潦草。
Yeah, so he said, like sometimes some student, you know, doing the computer online is not too bad, but for the handwriting is not so careful. That's the one thing as I said, is very important. That's why we do so many simulated tests, is because they will realize if you do carefully, you will get higher score and you will be applauded by the principal and by your classmates. So in that case, some of my students, they become more careful than usual. So this is a way, you know, for the other grade, we don't have the way, but for the grade 5, we have so many exams. It's easy for us to make some, you know, better behavior for the student, for the study and for the exam. 我们在夏天的时候会有让他们做一些 improve 的，但这个有些学生是属于这种性格上比较毛糙，然后做事情也不是比较浮躁一些，这个需要慢慢的来，足够的耐心让他尽量改，但是有时候也不能全改掉，稍微改的认真一点就行了，好吧？谢谢。
好，谢谢。
不要太push他，因为这是属于性格问题。
谢谢哈。
Okay. So I think, yeah.
Last question again about sorry, for Saint-Nom de Marie. Is the study lifestyle there like serious like Jean de Brebeuf, or more fun or activities like Sainte-Anne?
Saint-Nom-de-Marie is like Saint-Anne.
Oh, okay.
But their result is good. Now they are in the top 1.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
I can tell you, my daughter was a graduate from there.
Yeah, actually, my son is in Brebeuf, but I'm looking now for my daughter.
Yeah.
In case she was not accepted in Brebeuf, I'm looking for second choice. Yeah.
But it's a good school. Don't worry. My daughter is already graduated from McGill, and now has worked in the institute, research institute. So also is a good school, and I have, because of my daughter, so he has a lot of friends, you know, also many of them my student. So I watch them, you know, growing up, you know, year by year, and they will have a get together like next Sunday. So I know they are many of them are graduated from the Saint-Nom-de-Marie. They are growing well.
Yeah, and the fees, is it somehow similar to Jean de Brebeuf, or it is more expensive normally?
The price?
Yeah.
Price is Brebeuf usually is like around 600 higher than other school.
Oh, okay.
For tuition fee.
Okay, good. Thank you so much.
So many years, always like around 600 more.
Yeah, I pay for my son close to 6,000
so
per year.
You don't have the other school's idea, but usually they're a little bit high.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all the information. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah, there is another question. Stella? Okay.
Hi, Principal Zhao. Thank you for the information session. I just wish that I've known the early college probably 2 or 3 years earlier, because I just feel like it might be too late for my boy because he's at 5th grade now. But he's an average student and doesn't have top grades at class. Just wondering, like, I'm not sure if he has a good, his grade are good enough to even join some of the top school exams, but I'm just wondering, like, it's still possible, let's say, to transfer to one of those top schools after secondary one, or what? Yeah, what would you suggest in this case?
Believe me, average is not too bad. Not necessarily always a top student. Yes, because of birth they want 90%. That's a very. This is just during the COVID-19. Before there is no this so high limitation. But also now nowadays also like international Laval also they want 85 because too many competitors. But for your kids like is average, I think if I'm not wrong, he don't read a lot of books in the spare time. So that's why
you are totally right.
Yeah, so that's why today you see I spend so much time to tell you the self-accumulation so important, because you tell your kids as long as he try to read the book, but you should induce it, don't push. Okay, you read a simple book. Okay, good. Can you tell the story to me? Can you tell a story to your sister, or if there is, or to your friends? Just like let him feel when read something and he's, oh, I'm good. I can tell a story to other people. Then, okay, after 2 weeks, can you write it down? What you told me. This is summary. This is the resume. Can you write down? Then you can read it after a few years by what you write. The book you wrote, you read, and you might send it to your friends in Calgary, or like New Brunswick, or you send it to the other people. So you write it down, you try. You understand me? So then also that's why I said induce. Then you tell him, okay, if you today you write two lines of resume. Oh, good boy, you are so good. Before you don't write it, but now you can start to write. Okay, what you want, McDonald's or a game? Okay, next time you write 5 lines. Oh, great, let's go celebrate. You want to visit a park? No, let's go now. Okay, after 3 months, you will see your student is your kids are over average. You understand me? So
yes, thank you for the parenting suggestion. Well, as a very busy parents as myself, it's difficult, but I'll definitely take your advice and try.
I'm jumping you. At least you have some time with your kids. So let him do something by himself. Choose a good book. That's important. And just like take a work after dinner. Then, oh, tell me the story, what you read. That's possible. Not like you use the 2 hours, 3 hours with your kids. No, I don't suggest like you do your profession. Don't do as a teacher, but do as a parent. That's enough. Parents don't need so much time. Can you continue? Sorry, I jumped to your word.
Oh, no, I think I finished my question. Oh, well, but basically, the other question was, I'm just wondering, like, if we're not able to get into one of the top 10 schools.
That's no, don't worry too much, because average is not too bad. As long as also you can join us some weeks, or if we is available more time in the summer camp. You know what? Why? Because many students, especially for those schools who have the exam, now the bulletin is already bulletin, you have no change. But for the exam, that's why before COVID-19, elite student is so strong, because besides they reviewed all the contents for the primary, they also have so many exams. So, majority of students don't have this kind of exercises. So they get a chance to go there, but to be sure, every year there is some schools, they take the test. So you can still, there is a chance. But if, like I said to the previous question, if we really feel, you call me, I try to, if you're, I don't know where you, but if you're in the Montreal, we try to suggest maybe a certain school. Then second year, you try to join the school you join school's exam you wish to go. Okay. So we keep communicate.
Okay, so just to be clarified, so basically, yeah, I'm based in Montreal. So you would suggest if we're not able to
Accept, yeah, if you're in Montreal, then if you are not accepted, you call me or you use email to our school, they will forward to me. I will communicate with you. You tell me the name and the telephone number. I will try. Every year I help some student to go to a rank around like 60 or 70 schools as the private secondary school, French school. Then some of them, like they rejoin the Brebeuf, you know, Notre Dame, Mathurin, you know, Pension Saint-Marie, it's possible.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, we keep contact. Don't worry. As far as my student, because because some school like they know me and I know them for a long time. So as long as my student, they knows the way, if we change a little bit, you know, I will help them continue to make them change of their study way, methodology, they will come up. So they don't worry too much for my student. Thank you.
Thank you, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, any other question?
Just in the chat, there's a parent called Test. He asked the secondary school, which secondary school you're asking. Could you?
Let me see. I don't have.
Can you speak?
Yeah. The chat. Okay. Can we join the secondary school just for the first, secondary one? Can we try other year? Yes. So when you, if you fail in secondary one, you still have a chance to join them in second two and second three. But some school also accept second four and second four and second five. But I don't suggest too much because the CGIP, they evaluate student by score. So usually they don't care which school you come because it's by law. It's not fair, but it's by law. So if you are now in a school, you got 80% of your score. Then if you otherwise you got to like go to the better school, you get only 75, then it's no good for you. But secondary one, second two, yes. But you rejoin them in secondary 4 and 5, usually I don't suggest. Thank you. Am I answered your question? Okay, thank you so much, everybody. I hope you are enjoying the evening and appreciate it for your coming. Thank you, the chair lady. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.